the manual? Okay, perfect.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Elton, do you have your own manual? You do have one, right?
Is that the same as the last one?
Yep,
Okay.
all the same.
That's it.
Have a seat.
Do I have another minute or so?
I'm starting like right now. Good morning. It's 9:30 and we are starting class at 9:30 sharp. Would it be okay if I begin?
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome to Ignite. I'm so excited you guys are all here. So I think I know everybody in the room except for you are not familiar.
My name is Jace.
Jace, nice to meet you. I'm Nicole Burns.
Hey, Nicole.
All right, so Robert, I'm going to get you a notebook.
Okay.
So I gave you guys two little sheets. Take one and pass it around. These are tips and then a page that says my big Ignite ahas or action steps. I want you to insert those in the very front of your binder. Okay? There you go. Now you're official. Okay. So, did we pass those around? Yeah. Pass these around. So these are your Ignite tips. So I've got 3 tips for you guys in taking Ignite. Number 1, I actually gave you the click through of where to find mission sheets. That's what we call homework at Ignite. Okay. So I've got the click throughs there. Shows you how to get there in your MyKW. Is everyone in here so far logged into the MyKW? Anyone not yet? Not yet. Okay. Not yet, but I know we're working on yours. Okay. So we're gonna get there. You guys should be really close to that. All right. So when you get home, take out all the sessions in your manual and add them only before class, so you don't have to bring out a 10-pound manual every time you come to class. So we're never going to be looking forward. We're always going to be looking at scripts from the past. Make sense? So you guys don't have to literally bring all 12 with you. Okay. They're heavy. So when you get home, take out like all the ones in the future, leave them at home, just grab your next week. But don't forget your next week. So if you're one of those forgetful people, put 2 weeks in there. So you just don't have to care. You can keep it all in one, but it depends on how much you like the heavy. That's just a tip that I have for you. I don't like carrying around a giant binder. All right. So we always want to bring to class the following items: our phone, our laptop, note cards, business cards, if you have them yet, and stamps. Okay, so you've got the list right in the front. Now, the other page that I wrote in my big Ignite ahas or action steps. So Ignite is how many sessions? 12. Yes, 12 sessions. So there's going to be certain things that you're going to get to and you're going to go, that was a really important bit of information, or I want to look more into that, or I want that to be a part of my business. Go to the front page and write it on that. Make sense? So you've got sort of your little like special notes spot. Cool?
Yes.
All right. So let's get started. Fun stuff. All right, so this is power session number 1. All right, so did anybody have time to do the homework that I sent out? I know it's a little bit late. And Jace, before you leave, I need your email so I can make sure to be sending you, and I'll resend you that one. So you have it. Did your homework?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch all the videos?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very good. Anybody else get a chance to get it done? Chris? Awesome.
So unless I was missing something, every time I tried to find the courses, I was getting something in like Albuquerque. So like their session starts the same as us. And it was just
Interesting.
different things. So
Okay.
I just typed in Ignite and education, but I couldn't actually see the same drop down.
So when I gave you the tip sheet,
Yep.
look at that top one, and that's
Right.
actually going to take you to the student resources, which will give you access to the
I
homework
can see
pages.
the real problem is I was at the intranet, I think, not this MyKW.
Yeah, and there is a lot in the MyKW.
Yeah.
So you can get really lost. That's why we created the click-throughs to make your life easy. Awesome. So you'll know in the future. And okay if you didn't get it done, we just want to get you like in the habit of knowing those are going to be coming to you and that we want to be working on those. Awesome. All right. So I do want to play one little video that was on the homework for you guys. And even though you may have watched it, it's definitely worth watching again. And it's only about a minute and a half, so we're gonna check that out. All right. So this is where the missions are. It's kind of when you finish clicking all those things, this is gonna be where you're at. And we're gonna watch the Welcome to Ignite with Gary Keller video. Oh.
Yeah, so I got to that KW Connect and I didn't get to any of the, I mean, I didn't have a resources on mine.
So, so you were in a different spot. Yeah, you were in a different spot. So if you follow that, the click through like I
I'll just follow
put
this,
there,
it's fine.
it's easy. There's multiple ways to get to different spots. I put the way I know on that thing. So at least it'll get you there
That's
if you
usually
follow the
good.
directions. All right, that's the best I can do, right? Is give you what I think. See, I haven't checked all of it.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller. This course will allow you to get off to a fast start you can build on. Because if you repeated the principles every 90 days for a year, believe me, you have an awesome first year. And just as important, you would have built the foundation and momentum for your entire career. It is practical, realistic, and easy to apply. It's got the fundamentals that determine your level of success in the business of real estate. From our research with top agents, we have found that they too started their careers with these fundamentals, and they continue to do them along with their teams to this very day. It's not hard. It just requires a little focused effort, a few hours every day. Now, there is really just one way to achieve the goal. It's lead generation. Other skills are important, but without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. Dealing with business never takes precedence over what? Finding business. Ever. Research shows that top producing agents make lead generation their number one priority and the one thing they make sure they always get done. You can do this. And when you do, you will get the leads, the relationships, the experiences, the career, and the income that you want and deserve. Go get them. Good luck.
I don't know why the TV volume is not working. See, it looks like it's working. We'll get that figured out. But you can all hear the words, right?
Yeah.
I was quiet. All right. So what did he say that kind of surprised you? Anything?
Lead generation is the #1 priority over business.
Yes, it is. Why do you guys think that is?
Without leads, you have no business.
Yeah, you all said it. If you don't have leads, you don't have a business, right? And we want to have a business. So as long as we have leads, we've got a business. That is the key. Good morning, Kevin. All right. So you chose Keller Williams as the vehicle to reach your goals. Ignite helps you build the momentum to get you there fast. Do you guys all want to get there fast? No.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure everyone, you know, I figured I'd touch base and see if you guys were in. All right, so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about page 7, getting your head in the game. So, first question is, have you achieved your financial goals throughout your career so far? Why or why not? I would like you to answer that question. So page 7, I want you to fill out the first question. And then I want you to move on to, once you finish the first question, move into number 2. What is the one thing that makes one real estate agent more successful than others? If you don't know, that's okay. I gave you a hint in the video. Number 3, why don't all agents do this? And answer the how you feel about it. And then number 4, is your desire to succeed more powerful than your fear from doing the one thing that will make you successful? Take a couple minutes, answer those questions. finish answering the questions, just look at me, give me a big smile, so I know you're done. It's 9:30. It's 9:30. You were only like 2 minutes late. You're fine.
It's always 9:30, right?
Always 9:30, and we will always start at 9:30, of course. Unless there's literally nobody here, then I'll wait for the first person to share. But otherwise, I start on time every time. All right, wrap up your thoughts if you're not done. All right, we're going to start really simple. Question number 2, what is the one thing that makes one real estate agent more successful than others?
Focused effort over time.
Task over time. Love task over time. It's one of my favorites. What else?
Always lead generate, always lead generate,
Yes.
always.
Job number 1. Do you guys know your job description?
Generate leads.
That's number 1. Generate leads. Yeah, so we always want to make sure we generate leads. And what you said was great, because I love that. Task over time, because depending on how many leads we want to generate, has to do with our activities, right? So that's what this class is going to teach you, how the different activities sort of work into lead generation. Make sense? Awesome. All right, so I give you the give me first. All right, so have you achieved your financial goals through your career so far? Why or why not? So just so you know, Ignite is really interactive. So the more you guys are willing to interact, the better it's going to go. And also, just so you know, you're not the only one with the experience, trust me. And you guys have seen me, I'll tell you the stories of my mistakes and issues. Nobody does anything right. So the more you guys will share, the more experience everybody can have as far as learning and growing. So does anybody want to share why or why not they have achieved their financial goals through their career? Does anybody? Yeah, Chris?
Because one reason was my sidetrack.
Sidetrack?
Yes. Get sidetracked and also don't know what to invest the money that you make. It's very important. So right now I'm 40. I should have been like, be more than what I am, where I am right now.
So just so you know, we never should on ourselves.
Yep.
Okay? Because that is dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
trust me, we all have our shoulda stories.
Yeah.
But we're moving forward, and give yourself credit for being here and saying, I'm gonna take charge of this, right?
Yes.
So, awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's so true. And having a plan, it sounds like that's sort of what you need, was a plan, right?
Mhm.
So you're here because you're seeking a plan of how to be successful in this business, whatever this business looks like for you. So, thank you. That was awesome.
Same, I think that I haven't had the structure to like set my goals and then commit to like the steps. I think that's really valuable,
Yes.
just having the steps laid out for us.
Right, because again, the task over time, if you don't know what the tasks are,
Just waste time.
right, you're doing it over time, but you're like, nothing's happening, what am I doing wrong, right?
Nothing's happening.
The correct tasks, yes. Awesome, I love this is a great discussion. Okay, so if lead generation is the number one thing that makes one real estate agent more successful than others, why don't all agents do this?
Fear of messing up or not knowing what to say.
That can absolutely be one of the
How
reasons for sure.
effective you are.
I think they get lazy over time.
Lazy over time, yes.
It's
They just
uncomfortable.
don't know, like they don't have a good mentor, they don't know,
They don't know they're supposed to do that, right? Would you say,
It's uncomfortable.
it can be uncomfortable, right? Anything worth doing is usually a little bit uncomfortable. Well, yeah, it's just the truth. Okay, so how do you guys feel about that all agents don't do that? I mean, how does that make you feel?
Excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leg up, right? We'll take the leg up. Anything else?
Still uncomfortable.
Still uncomfortable. And that's okay. That's honest, right?
You're gonna
Gotta
get
be
that.
honest.
Yeah.
All right, so is your desire to succeed more powerful than your fear from doing the one thing that will make you successful?
Absolutely.
Do we write yes?
Yes.
Okay, I want you guys to think about right now the healthiest person you know personally. Just think about who that is. Like, who's the healthiest person that you know? It doesn't have to be someone you know personally. It could just be, you know, whatever. Think about someone you know that's really healthy. Okay. Give me an idea of how often, what percentage of the days do they exercise?
6.
Every day.
Every
6?
day, yeah.
Every day? Okay, so it's a high level of percentage, right? What percentage of meals do they make really good choices at?
Oh.
100%.
Oh.
Everyone cheats. That's just
Yeah,
what
there
I
is a
clear.
But what
Everyone
do they
cheats.
cheat with? That's the question.
That is the question. So the
90%.
reason I ask you this is I want you to understand that life exists for everyone. Everyone. So whoever that person is that you were just thinking about, do you think they wake up every single, like 100% of the days that they end up at the gym or doing whatever their workout is, do you think they wake up going, I have to work out, I'm so excited? No. Do you think a large majority of the time that that's their mental
Yeah.
state? Yeah. Why is that their mental state a large majority of the time?
They
Like
look
all
out
the
for it.
results.
Routine.
Yes. And what do they work on a lot of the time?
Their mind.
Yeah.
Their mental fitness, right? So you gotta work on your mental fitness. What I wanna be clear about is no matter how hard you work on your mental fitness, you're human.
It'll,
We are not robots, right? I know we wanna be there days, I'm like, can I just be a robot? Because we're good. And it doesn't happen. We're all human, right? Life happens. The question is, when someone like that who's worked on their brain wakes up and goes, this bed is way more comfortable than that gym. Do I stay in bed or do I go? Do you think the majority of the time they choose to do the activity anyway?
yeah.
Yep.
Right. So, it's uncomfortable. It's not always your favorite thing to do, and there are days when you just darn well don't want to do it. But what sets successful people as different from people who are not successful in any area?
Right.
Like do it in the
Pushing
face.
through.
Do it anyway.
Overcome
Right.
yourself, mostly.
Yeah, show up for yourself.
Show up for yourself. Do it anyway.
Oh,
I'm telling you, every time, this happens to me so many times, I will go to get on the phone, because I lead generate too, I have a business, I do this, I practice what I preach. And I'll be like, you know, I just talked to this person last quarter, and I don't think they really want to do anything, and I'll totally like talk myself out of it. And then I'll be like, okay, Nicole, you coach, you teach, like, I coach, because I do both. It's just true.
toast.
So I'll get on the phone. Every time, they're either ready to buy or they have a lead. Every time, I'm just like, stop trying to figure out what's going to happen when you get on the phone. Just get on the phone.
Yeah, you have to give yourself the opportunity.
Like, you'd be amazed. You're always so surprised. It's like, I think I should just convince myself they're not going to do anything, because then every call I make, they will. Right? Like, I really think this is where I'm at. But I just want you guys to understand, there's a different mentality with people who are successful in any area. And by the way, success is any area, right? It can be your health, it can be your business, it can be your relationships. It can be, I don't know, throw other things at me. There's lots of areas. What are the 7 areas of your life? Do you guys know?
I thought more than that.
There's only 7.
I was counting on you guys, I don't have them all memorized. But you know, relationships, financial, right? Success in different areas. And we create this success in different areas through having knowledge, doing the right actions, and doing it anyway, even when we don't want to. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, very cool concept. We're going to talk about the 6 personal perspectives, page 9. Okay. What is it that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who don't seem to accomplish as much? Right? What is it? I mean, we've been talking about it. Mindset. What else? What else? They're in circles on the page.
Your
You guys can
approach
cheat.
to life
Approach to life.
and attitude.
Attitudes.
Attitude.
100%. Yeah, those are the three things. So when you combine those three things, you actually come up with what are called the 6 personal perspectives. Now, these are in order for a reason. Funny story, many of us didn't realize that until we then realized it and went, oh, you're supposed to do it in order. Whoops. All right, so what is step number 1?
Commit to self-mastery.
Yes. And what does it say in that top gray box?
The possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you.
The master of you. What does that mean to you guys, the master of you?
Yeah, don't let your body master you, not you master your body.
When the monkey in your head comes in,
Yeah.
just master it, shut it
Yeah.
up.
Drug
Do
monkey?
it anyways.
Yeah, drug monkey? Oh yeah, we all have those drug, they call it the monkey mind now, not the drug monkey, because they don't
Drug
want
monkey.
people that get drunk, or I don't know, anyway. But yeah, right, that's what it's about, it's being able to be laying in bed when you need to work out, and you want to work out, and that's your goal, and instead of saying, man, this bed is comfortable, going, you know what, I still do it anyway, right? Right? Or not being comfortable getting on the phone and saying, you know what, I still do it anyway.
And then laugh about it.
Right? Yeah. And that's not always easy. And by the way, we're all gonna screw up.
Yes.
How many of you are gonna screw up? Yeah, every hand should be up. You're all gonna screw up. You're all gonna fall off the wagon. So what's the key to that? Like,
Get back on.
To know and get
Repeat it.
get back on.
Yeah.
So what is the key is actually the time from when you fall off to when you get back on, right? Like just make it shorter every time.
Okay.
That's all I ask. So if you fall off and you fall off for an hour, you're not following your schedule, awesome, no worries, right? What if it's a day and you're not following your schedule? What if it's a week?
No.
What if it's a month?
No.
What if it's a year,
Wow.
Same attitude though, come back to it.
right? It's getting back on.
Yeah.
It's not the time. As long as the time is shrinking and you're becoming aware that I just gotta get back on. Get back on track, right? And real estate will show you about 90 days after you're off track, you'll know. Because nothing will be happening because you weren't doing your activities. So it's a very good business for tracking. All right. So when you commit to achieving self-mastery, you number 1, someone tell me,
Know your goals.
know your goals. Number 2,
Know your strengths and weaknesses.
and number 3,
Know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses to seek and master the necessary knowledge, skills, and habits to reach your goals.
yes. Okay, so share with me some of your weaknesses. What do you know of your weaknesses? Yes.
Computer navigation.
Computer navigation, excellent. Good knowledge. What else? What are your other weaknesses?
Organizational skills.
Organizational skills. Nice. What else?
I get frustrated doing something rather than just keep fighting and pushing at it. I'll just like quit.
Nice. Which could be a sign you need to step away for a minute,
Yeah.
right? Because moving forward when we're frustrated is never a good
Doesn't go.
space, right? So we have to like become aware, step away, get aligned and come back, right? It's the coming back again that we have to be doing.
Sometimes I get overexcited.
Overexcited,
When I get
okay.
overexcited, then I tend not to think clearly.
Good to
And my
know.
excitement like starts to create for me, which can get messy.
See, that's a
Yeah.
great awareness, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Impatience.
Impatience. Okay. Any specific time you find yourself not functioning as highly?
When I'm sick,
When you're sick, exactly.
tired.
Hungry.
When you're tired, I make no work decisions after 5 p.m. It's my rule. Like I still think I can rock after 5. I can't.
I know, that's when you relax.
Yeah, I literally have proof. I'm like, because I've written a couple books, so I'd be like writing, and the next day I'm like, oh, that was crap. Like, there's no point. Just don't work after 5, right? I know this about myself. What else? I mean, being aware of these things are important, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing for me is food.
Absolutely,
Food.
big one for me.
Food. Yeah, like my husband knows certain days I walk through the door and he literally just puts food in my mouth. It's safer that way, right? He just knows. Like I know my triggers. If you know your weaknesses, right? Again, I want to be a robot. I don't want to eat. But I don't. I have issues. I'm human, right? So being aware, then I can work around them, and I know how to stay on top of them. Make sense? Awesome. Very good. So that's self-mastery. So through Ignite, you're going to be acquiring the skills and developing habits to be successful, moving you towards self-mastery. All right, step 2, commit to the 80-20 principle. How many of you guys have ever heard of the 80-20 principle?
Yeah.
Awesome. Somebody share with me what you think the 80-20 principle is.
20% of the people do 80% of the work.
Yeah.
Yes, very common example of it. Yes, and that is totally true. The other thing is that 20% of your activities will create 80% of the results, right? So real estate is a very interesting business because you can be very, very, very busy in real estate. I mean, you can work 60 hours a week and you ain't doing anything as far as real estate. You got no clients, nothing's happening because you've been creating your logo and making everything look pretty and making sure you, right?
Yeah.
That's not doing your business. So that 20% is what will create actual business for me. Make sense?
Yeah.
So understand that principle. It's a really important one for you guys. All right. So step number 3 is move from E to P. So high achievers are what?
Are always looking for the purposeful way. By doing this, they break through the ceiling of their natural behavior.
Yes, purposeful. Okay? So E stands for entrepreneurial and P stands for purposeful. Now, if you're really, really entrepreneurial, you will have a tendency to do activities that will literally throw you off the wagon because they're just all over. It's like that squirrel. And I only know this because this is me. I'm just like, oh, that's bright and shiny. Oh, that looks fun. Let's do that. Oh, let's do that. I need a coach to go, you're in this lane, stay in your lane. Do your activities, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean, because I'm very entrepreneurial. Purposeful means I have a purpose, I have a drive, I know why. And by the way, that why is my why, right? It's not your why, it's my why. You guys get to claim your own why today too. And see, that's purposeful. Like I know the activities that I need to do every day to make my purpose happen. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And entrepreneurial, man, it's a word that's thrown around all over. And you meet entrepreneurial people and you're like, can you just stick to one thing? Like this would have been my lecture to myself before I got back into real estate. It's like, could you just pick a lane and like stay with it? Because I am shiny object syndrome. I tell you. All right, so you guys get the concept behind that?
Yes.
Nice. All right, so number 4, make being learning based the foundation of your action plan. What does that mean to you guys?
Know your craft.
Know your craft. Yes.
Always keep learning.
Always keep learning. Yeah, because your craft is evolving, right?
Yeah.
Everything. What'd you say?
Everything evolves.
Everything evolves. Yeah.
Well, it's like no wasted effort because you evaluate, did that work, did
Absolutely.
that not, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything is one of 2 things. You know what those one of 2 things? Every experience you have is one of 2 things. It's a success or it's a learning experience. That's it. The quicker you approach life like that, the way better it will be because being a failure sucks, right? Like, I'm going to learn from it. So like when I have things that you would put in that failure box, I'm like, okay, what's the lesson? What I learned? There's something there. And if you get all down on your like, I failed, I failed, you won't see the lesson. And that's a great learning experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be learning based, always. By the way, try to be in Keller Williams without being learning based. I dare ya. Because you will be classed to death. You will be so surprised. I'm not sure if this even goes, does this go through? No, I don't think so. Okay. That was number 4. So number 5, remove your limiting beliefs. Who has a limiting belief? Who has a limiting belief?
What does that mean?
Good question. Thank you for asking. So, what does that mean to you guys?
Sharing beliefs that holds you back from your potential.
Any belief that holds you back from your potential.
You probably have tons of beliefs you don't even know are limiting you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
you do.
that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So everybody has a limiting belief, right? Okay. Let me ask you this.
$500,000.
Who believes without a shadow of a doubt in the next 12 months you can make that much money?
Add a couple more.
Very good.
That's limit belief.
Yeah. So, and you know, and here's the thing, it's like, yeah, I can do that, but they go do it, right?
Yeah.
So, do you really believe you can do that? So let's say you put on your sheet that you were like, I'm gonna earn $100,000. Right.
So,
And let's say you were in an experience where in your past, the history of your life, you've never earned over $45,000, okay? So would you guys agree that $45,000 would be, that's like, you're good, right? If you had said 45, you'd be fine, right? You would have been like, yeah, I totally believe 45. 50, probably believe that too, because that's just a little bump, right? What about 75? Right, so it starts to change your beliefs. You can feel it, can't you? Kind of in your body, like there's a, oh. And some of you are probably going, I can do 75. But then ask yourself, was 45 really your max? Right? Yes.
What's called your money set point.
Yeah, we actually call it the financial thermostat. Yeah, but yes, everybody has a point. So let's say 45,000 is what you've made. Your goal is 100,000. And let's say your financial set point, where you're at right now, is 70,000. How do you go from here to here?
Lead generation.
I like that answer. That's the practical one. Put your head down, lead generating, you'll make the money. That is exactly right. That being said, let me ask you guys, do you believe that you can make more money than you think you can?
Absolutely. Because that's like the most successful people are just that way. They remove the blocks
Right.
and just claim it.
Yes. So what's the very first thing they have to be aware of to remove the block?
The block.
Yes.
where's
Yeah.
the block?
You gotta know where it is, right? So you gotta kind of